Are you awake? Are you awake after that late night Phillies victory? And guess what? You don't catch up on your sleep today at all because we've got a jam-packed trifecta of a day in Philadelphia sports. And we're here to talk all about it. Trending in the AM, breaking down the Phillies victory. Phillies game 4. Eagles Thursday night football. Hell, even we've got Flyers hockey action. Yo! Trending in the AM, we're live taking your thoughts and opinions in 30 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. We are live, YouTube and Twitter. You know the drill. Wherever you are watching, please hit the like button wherever it is on your screen. Please share this out. And, of course, subscribe to the STT Sports Network YouTube page. Still sitting at 746 this morning. Very important that you do all this, guys. And if you're watching on Twitter, the only place you can vote on the daily YouTube poll question of the day is on YouTube. So head over to the YouTube page, linked in my bio. Guys, today's poll question: who wins tonight in Philadelphia? Just the Eagles, just the Phillies, both Eagles and Phillies, neither. There was not enough options to add the Flyers to that. We'll get to that in a minute. But, guys, it's free to support a local content creator, and the easiest way to do that is hit those buttons on the screen by liking, sharing, and subscribing, guys. I'm Phil Stiefel, and we've got a jam-packed day, which means we got a jam-packed show, as the Phillies stave off elimination, beating the Dodgers 8-2. Despite how weird the Aaronola Ranger Suarez piggyback game was, the Phillies found a way to win, and pretty dominantly. We'll talk a little bit about that. That means there is a game 4 tonight at 6 p.m. At 7 p.m. tonight, the Flyers kick off their 2025-2026 season against the Florida Panthers. And nobody will be watching because there's also an Eagles game, Eagles-Giants, Thursday night football. There's so much on the docket today in Philadelphia sports, and we're all exhausted because we all stayed up way too late watching that Phillies game. So much on the docket today. Phillies in 5. Let's go. Ring the bell. Adams bought back in. He believes. Love it. Love it, Adam. Dang, Phillies and Eagles and Flyers. And Flyers. Don't forget the Flyers. You'll be focused. Good. There's only 4 options on the poll question. Couldn't fit the Flyers into the poll question today, Anthony. But, yes, the Flyers are out there today, and we love to see it. Flyers, they're at the bottom of the totem pole right now. Good morning, guys. How we doing? Good morning, Little G. Hope you are well. Good morning, Elephant in the Room. Hope you are doing good today. Guys, it's weird how the Phillies were able to survive last night and breathe life into the city. And being that it's a best-of-5 series and not a best-of-7 may actually work in their favor. Being down 2-0 and not 3-0, coming back from 3-0 in a best-of-7, a lot more difficult than coming back from down 2-0 in a best-of-5. But here we are on Thursday morning, and fans are starting to believe. We have Christopher Sanchez on the mound tonight for the Phillies. The bats seemed to wake up last night. Do we believe? This show should be titled, Do We Believe, right? It's really what it should be. Do we believe in the Phillies? Do we believe that this Flyers team will be different? Do we believe the Eagles can avoid a 2-game losing streak and beat the Giants? Do we believe that the Eagles can put their team together and actually do something confidently tonight? F the Flyers, yeah. Yamamoto wrecked last night, yes. I wasn't thrilled about the opportunity to go up against him. I thought he was going to shut the door on us pretty handily last night. But yeah, you feel like Michael Corleone. Once I feel I'm out, they pull me back in. It's not Michael Corleone, okay? You got to feel like Silvio Dante impersonating Michael Corleone, okay? Once I think I was out, they pull me. Sil, give it to me, baby. That's what I like to do. When I think of that quote, I think of Sil, not Corleone. Watched the new Superman last night. Wow, the interview argument scene in the beginning is one of the most cringe. Haven't seen it yet. I will have to dive into that eventually. I do know it's on TV now or on demand. I was going to say yesterday afternoon, a sports guy confidently said Phillies and Blue Jays in final, even with down 0-2. I mean, that's not out of the realm yet. It is not. And maybe last night, the Phillies got themselves into a spot where they can pull it off. You can't come back from down 2-0 unless you win game 3, right? No, he was on Twitter first, okay? It's HBO Max online, whatever. It's on my TV screen somewhere, okay? With all the different apps that are on my TV screen. I know it's on there somewhere. Big Al would never block the man chatter, right? Why would you, right? Nobody better than the man chatter. We would never block you. Anyway, the confidence is flying high now. And things went well for the Phillies last night. The pitching was great. I don't understand it, but it was. The bats came alive. 2 or 3 hits from all your top guys in the top of the order, which we've been waiting for. But is it enough to give you confidence that they can come back and win this series? Are you just cautiously back in, or are you full-blown all in? Because I'm still very cautiously all in on this. I'm very cautiously hyped for the comeback of the ages for the Phillies. The cardiac kid's coming back. I'm more confident the Phillies figure it out tonight than the Eagles do before the Phillies. Tonight we'll end 3-1, win or lose, clenched cheeks night. It's gonna be a clenched cheeks night for all our teams, right? Too hyped to be tired for today's Phillies Eagles games. Don't stop believing, and don't stop forgetting about the Flyers, Mr. Steven Fuentes, because our hockey, we've got who was the old radio caller? We got hockey action, yo. That's what we got tonight, Steven. The cream bombino was intentionally walked last night. Wonder why that is. I stopped trying to figure out why teams do what they do. I think baseball news has passed me by on the way teams are managed and run anymore and decision-making in baseball. Like, I think I know what I'm talking about most of the time. But, man, I don't understand why certain things happen in baseball games anymore. I don't care about hockey. I'm not a Flyers fan. Well, yeah, I mean, typical of an Ohio State Buckeye fan. Of course you don't like all the teams in Philly. I mean, Flyers used to be borderline my number 2 team. Tied number 2. I've been to more Flyers games than I have been Eagles and Sixers games combined in my life. I can't say I'm excited for the Flyers tonight. This is going to be another long season of trying to get excited, trying to get into them, but ultimately it will fall short because of the guy behind the great Bombino. I like how it's very hard to say. It looks easy for it, but Bombino is very hard to get to roll off the tongue. Just saying. But we got the Phillies tonight with Christopher Sanchez trying to do it. But we also got the Eagles tonight. Thursday night football against the Giants in a game we had circled as an easy victory, but just as little doubt as we had in the Phillies last night, there's a lot of people that don't have faith in the Eagles right now. And I want to remind everybody, for all the bitching and moaning and everything that's going on with the Eagles, do you know what today's date is? It's October 9th. Exactly 8 months to the day since we daggered the Chiefs dynasty. 8 months ago today, we were blowing out the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And already the world is falling. 8 months later. Let's not forget forget it's been a mere 8 months since we were Super Bowl champions. We're still Super Bowl champions. Flyers in 2000s was lit. Dude, Flyers games back in the day were, even when they weren't really cup contenders, 08, 2010, that range, the Keith Primo era, Chris Pronger era, they were all some good times at the stadium there. Let's freaking go. Triple game day. I mean, I might go to Walmart and buy another TV for my studio down here. I might. Probably won't. I'm a cheapskate. It's a 4 main sports night for the first time in a very long time. Do the Sixers play a preseason game? Because I don't even know that one there. But crazy how much sports there is on TV tonight. I need to get more snacks out. I've already got some snacks planned. I got to go pick up some beer for tonight. Got to go beer tonight. If Phillies make it to Game 5, they win the series. Can you imagine if they make it to Game 5 and then blow it at home again? Because you know the bank will be rocking for Game 5, right? And the fans will be out there cheering and booing if necessary. Until Patrick Ellis, yeah. Dude, what series was it that it went 7 games? I think it was the semis back in like 08, 09. I went to every single game. They had like a triple overtime game. I went to every game of that series at home. And it was just brutal. It was heartbreaking. I used to go to so many Flyers games, dude. Multiple connections and multiple people would dump tickets on me, even like club boxes for absolutely free all the time. And I absolutely loved it. Loved it. So how do the Philadelphia Eagles win tonight? Obviously, Landon Dickerson and Grant Calcaterra out. Jalen Carter might not play either. Obviously, he's got the shoulder injury that he's been battling, but popped up with a heel injury as well. And you're going to the great turf at MetLife Stadium. Should the Eagles hold out Jalen Carter tonight, along with Grant Calcaterra and Landon Dickerson? And I think so. I think they should. If you can't beat a Giants team now, not only missing Malik Neighbors, but also Darius Slayton, where all you got to stop is Jackson Dart, Cam Scattaboo, and Wan'Dale Robinson, you got some problems. I'm not talking about that game. I stayed awake for that whole game. I still remember that. But that's not the game I was talking about. Giants suck. We could play our backups and win by double digits. You know what's, easing my concerns about tonight, elephant in the room? Yes, I'm a degenerate gambler, but all these names being ruled out for the Eagles, some very important ones like a Landon Dickerson, and the line hasn't moved at all, okay? Hasn't moved at all. Still a 7.5 point spread. Actually, the over-under went back up since I fell asleep last night. So this is just looking like a get-right game for the Philadelphia Eagles. It really is. Eagles just have to show up to the stadium on time, and they will win. Well, I mean, they still have to do that, too. What's up, Joe? How you doing? What a move by Topper. The Nola Suarez combo was a chef kiss, and the bat showed up for once. Need it once again tonight. Bring it back here Saturday for a crisp red October night. Look, Joe, this is why I say it. Like, I think baseball's passed me by. I don't understand the Nola Suarez combo. Why not just start with Ranger? If you're not going to, literally 3 batters into the game. He had only given up the 1 hit, okay, which was a triple, but should have been a single. Brandon Marsh blew it, whatever. You were 16 pitches into the game, 3 batters. You had 2 outs, and he was already warming up Tanner Banks. Like, what's the point of starting Nola if your leash is so short that 3 batters, you're already warming up the next guy? Like, it just boggles my mind. And Suarez, obviously, comes in a weird situation, coming in mid-game like that, 3rd inning, gives up a bomb right away. Now he settled down. That's fine. It's great. And it worked out. It's great. I just don't understand it. I don't see how I don't understand the analytics behind doing it that way. I hope Carter doesn't play, but all the vanilla gorilla, Pal, Rylan, Glazing. Look, I just asked a question on Twitter about Vanilla Gorilla and why we haven't seen him. And the tweet blew up, crazy people complaining not seeing him, saying he sucks, this and that. Like, it was weird, the vibe. I'd actually mute my tweet about the Vanilla Gorilla because of that. I don't know who they're going to call up from the practice squad. They didn't call up anybody last week, but you're going to need another tight end. It might be E.J. Jenkins. You might need a defensive tackle, Gabe Hall maybe. You might need somebody like APR off the edge. I don't know. There's a lot. You can only call up 2 guys, but they have 3 or 4 needs to call up this week. So I'll be curious to see who they do that. Hey, look, Brian Burns is a stud, and with Landon Dickerson out, our offensive line banged up between Burns, Thibodeau, Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence. I mean, they got a great front. The Eagles' offensive line has to win tonight for this game to be as easy as we think. The fact they saved Durant is huge. Absolutely agree. You didn't need him last night. That was good. I honestly don't think this is a get-right game. If they go into that game thinking so, that would be a problem. Well, I'm thinking it. I'm not saying they're thinking it. But, yeah, I get it. I know. I saw your comment on YouTube on a short or whatever that you think the Eagles lose this game, and it could happen. Instead of 4 predictions, I wrote down 5 because I do have, an Eagles loss on here somewhere. Nola isn't used to coming out of the pen Suarez can. I get that. I know. Just don't use Nola, period, then, in that situation. Don't have Nola, Suarez, and Walker on your postseason roster. Have another batter in a short series. Nola was emptying the tank early. When's the last time you saw him throw 95 more than once in an inning? Yeah, dude. He pitched well. That breaking ball had big spikes on it. That ball was moving all over. Nola went all out for that, which if we do make the comeback and we do get to the NLCS in a best-of-7 series, now you can go out there with Aaron Nola for 4 or 5 innings. Would be nice to get a lead early and then try and find something in the run game. Saquon needs to get going. Yeah, look, I want to get a lead early, not to get Saquon going. I want to get a lead early, Steven, so we can get Saquon out of there, so we can get some of the offensive linemen out of there. I would love to see us up 24-3 in the fourth quarter. Get those guys. Look, we're talking MetLife turf here, okay? Not a place for guys that have banged up knees or banged up heels or banged up ankles to be risking the season, right? The entire wide receiver core for the Giants, without Neighbors and without Darius Slayton, is below mid. Nola looked nasty at times last night. He looked like prime Aaron Nola last night. Sterling, who they have, Wan'Dale Robinson's the only guy really that they got, and Cam Scatteraboo is their running back, the rookie. Phil, they wanted to get 7 innings, and they thought Nola plus Ranger could give it to them. Plus, they didn't want the Dodgers hitter to face Ranger 3 times. No, I get what they said was the reason. To me, I'm just old school and just start Ranger. Tell Ranger you got 5 innings, and then piece it together. Give Nola 3 or 4 innings. I don't know. It's just weird to me. I know what they did. I know why they did it. It just is weird to me. But it worked. And more power to Rob Thompson for as he has for the 4 years here, pulling the right strings at the right times. I'm telling you, dude, Nola may become a relief pitcher. It's like Ron Reed. I don't think Aaron Nola will become a relief pitcher. I don't think that is in his cards. I don't. I want to see the passing game getting rid of tonight. I want to see 300-plus passing yards. I would love it. Let's pour it on. You got to protect. For the passing game to get going, you're going to have to block the Abdul Carters of the world, the Thibodeaus, the Burns of the world, and block them well. Okay? But the secondary of the Giants is not good. So you can easily pick them apart if you give Jalen Hurts the passing time or the time. Did we get official news on Bader? Marsh is fine in center field, but Bader at center field is different. They said he had progressed. So where the night before, game 2, he can pinch hit but not run, they said last night he could pinch hit and maybe run a little bit. So maybe tonight you see him, maybe not. Maybe at best you see him in a game 5. I think that's even being optimistic. If Bader starts again, it's gonna be in the NLCS. Plain and simple. I think in a regular season, Bader would have already been put on the IL, to be honest with you. Shipley isn't hurt. He never was hurt. Well, he was hurt earlier in the year with the oblique. He played last week, and he'll play again this week. Guys, if you haven't yet, hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Vote in the poll. Right now, we are 15 votes into the poll early here into the first 20 minutes. Just the Eagles winning got 20%. Just the Phillies winning is at 7%. Both Eagles and Phillies win 73%. And 0% of you have voted. Neither wins tonight. So keep voting. Keep doing what you do on these buttons here on this show as we continue talking Phillies and Eagles. A smidge of the Flyers. I want to get excited for the Flyers. I do. But I think it's just bad timing. If the Flyers weren't having their opening game on the night of a Phillies NLDS and Eagles Thursday night football game, this show would be talking a lot of Flyers. But we can't. We can't talk Flyers when there's so much else on the line. Can't even tell if Shipley played. Great pick. I think has a 1 week strain. Yeah, I mean, in the regular season, they'd probably be cautious with that and get him out, get him on IL, give him 2 weeks off to get 100%. But it's the playoffs, so you got to keep him on that roster and hope. Look, Brandon Marsh could have really screwed that game up. They got lucky getting out of that situation in the first inning, the way they did by, without giving up a single run. You have Brandon Marsh misplay that ball, ends up with, what was it, Mookie Betts on third base and 1 out. You hit Freddie Freeman to put 2 on. That was a big, big moment for Aaron Nola turning that corner right there. Union or Flyers is most boring. Flyers is never boring. What's up, Todd? Good morning to you. I think you're trying to spell Eagles. I hope that's what you're trying to do. Got a lot of people tuning in now. We're talking Flyers, Phillies, Eagles. We're talking all like, subscribe, share, vote. The Phillies need Bader back out there, but he's not going to be. Brandon Marsh has got to be smart on that. That could have been one of those moments that just rattled. And this is what's so special about Aaron Nola last night in his brief 2 innings. Aaron Nola this year, when the defense lets him down in a big moment like that, it could have rattled him. He could have given up 2, 3, 4 runs. All the wheels could have fallen off in that moment. But Nola battled and got out of that first. I think it was 22, 23 pitches. Right? It was pretty good. It's pretty special what Aaron Nola was able to do. But Brandon Marsh has got to be smarter in center field there. And I'm a Brandon Marsh guy. The Birds just need to get a W and at least attempt to establish an identity. When your line is playing less than optimally, you need more misdirection and fake plays, but not what they do best. Yeah, I mean, I agree with the part on the identity, 100%. And I agree that the O-line is playing less than optimally. Going into the game with Brett Toth instead of Landon Dickerson is actually a good thing for this Eagles team. Not because Brett Toth is better than Landon Dickerson, not even close. But Landon Dickerson's playing at 60%. Actually, if he played this week, probably even less than that because of this ankle sprain he's dealing with now. Going in there, knowing one of your starting offensive linemen's hurt versus going in there with a healthy backup could give this team a little bit more confidence on what kind of plays they can run. Maybe there were certain plays the offense couldn't run because Landon Dickerson was being hampered by his injury, right? So you got a healthy guy in Brett Toth out there. Maybe that actually makes them a little bit more effective on offense. Flyers are never boring. I'm trying to give the Flyers love today, Steve. Come on. It's far from boring. Absolutely. Eagles win, no question there. Just need to protect Hurts. Giants' strength is their pass rush. Yeah, that's like literally the only thing they do well is rush the passer. They got a great front four, without a doubt. Okay? Jackson Dart, you got to make his life a living hell. Absolutely. Soccer's for 10-year-olds. Good morning, Reality Check. How you doing today? It's a lot easier to call plays when you know what you're going to get. Yeah. It's also easier to call plays when you know who's healthy and who's not. Is Bryce Harper the same player? Is he trending downward? Well, after last night, we can't talk negative Bryce Harper after last night in the win, and he had a big game. But I think Bryce Harper, Todd, has probably hit the peak already, and he's already on the downward spiral. I don't think he's anywhere near the bottom. If here's the hill, he's at the top and just on the bottom, or the starting the decline. Just start. What's up, Duck? How you doing? Went to gas station, fill up the tires for wife. Yeah, got you. What's up, Dante? How you doing? I hope you all done catering to Terrell Owens. I meant A.J. Brown. Get Saquon the ball. Helps open up the passing game. Good morning. Even when Saquon doesn't run effectively, running the ball with Saquon opens up everything else. Look at the Super Bowl last year. 8 months. I opened the show, Dante, telling people, let's not forget, 8 months ago, we were hoisting a Super Bowl trophy to this day. And boy, we forgot. But in that game, he was locked down. And why did Jalen Hurts have such a great game passing? Because Saquon opened up the passing game. Bryce is regressing, but Bryce Harper is still an all-star level player. Bryce Harper is not a perennial MVP player anymore. If he was in football, he'd be out of the all-pro conversation and just in the Pro Bowl conversation. The problem with the Birds game is their greatest strength is our greatest offensive weakness right now on the other end. Ultimate neutralizer. Look, maybe this is the game that they get it moving in the right direction. Please, I just want, you know why I want the Eagles to come out and win 40-0 today? You know why I want the Eagles offense to look like a Super Bowl champion? So I can hear no more talk of Mike McDaniels being brought in this season when he eventually gets fired. The amount of people that want Mike McDaniels in this building, it just drives me nuts. All right? So I just want to see a great offensive performance so those people can stop talking about Mike McDaniels. Flyers are going to be so exciting this year with Match Golf and say, yeah, look, they're still bumps in the road for the Flyers this year. I really thought this would be the year that they progressed to being a playoff team. And there's still too many questions for them. And I'm still not confident in their goalie situation. Maybe the Eagles' problem is low tire pressure. It is. And you know, you actually, I said this a few minutes ago, Doug, maybe losing Landon Dickerson is better in the short term than people realize. If you got 3 tires at 35 pounds and you got 1 tire at 28 pounds, all right, you've got an option to put a bald 35-pound tire on it in its place or run at 25 pounds. What's going to be the best option? Brett Toth at 100% might make this team better for the next 1 or 2 weeks. While you make Landon Dickerson get his tire pressure back up to 33 even, right? You better hope Zegras isn't just waiting for next year's highest bidder because, my goodness, is a coaching nightmare, yeah. A.J. Brown needs to show some maturity and be a team player and leader. Absolutely. Actions, Todd, speak louder than words. And 2 weeks ago, his words spoke loud. And then last week, his actions didn't match it. So you've got to be better. Mike McDaniels play goalie. No, he does not. Well, maybe he does. I don't know. I'm not speaking on anyone in here, but, man, it really sucks because we used to be so humble when we didn't win. But, man, now that we're winning, we don't know how to lose. It's sad, if you know what I mean. I think I get that. Like, I literally said reality check a few minutes ago. Or maybe it was at the beginning. We literally hoisted a trophy 8 months ago. Everyone's ready to burn the place down after 1 loss. We're 4-1 through a juggernaut schedule. And we're talking, we got to have Mike McDaniels. Please fire Mike McDaniels so we can swoop him up. That's a loser energy right there. By the way, I want nothing to do with Mike McDaniels. I don't want anything. Great analogy with the tire pressure. It didn't come out really well, I don't think, but I think you get the point. Landon Dickerson was hampering this offense. There's no questioning Landon Dickerson's warrior mentality and toughness and skill set when healthy. Sam plus Darth Vlader is going to be a really good goalie combo this year. Sam Ersson, I don't know. Anthony, I'm going into the Flyers season with no expectations. If they do well, great. If they don't, as long as they're continuing to build, cool. I'm not overly excited. I'm not overly, I'm not out on them. It is what it is. Saw the new Saquon Barkley doc on Prime. It was very emotional film. I still have not had time to watch that. It's on my list, though. A.J. Brown is starting to remind me of Josephine. A.J. Brown needs to understand actions speak louder. Tune-up time. This game and the bye will be the tune-up. This game is like a mini bye after it, too, right? Get some oil in there. Change some spark plugs. Maybe the Browns are making trades left and right. Maybe you go out and make a deal with the Browns or Ravens, who are also trading away everybody. With the long week, Friday or Saturday, you can make some trades, and they have the whole week to get adjusted to the Eagles system. It's tune-up time now, for sure. You get right this week, you win. You put the critics to bed for the weekend. Let Philly focus on the Phillies game 5 on Saturday. See what I did there? And come out on the other side and go smash the Vikings and Carson Wentz. My expectations are definitely making the playoffs. I would like to see them make the playoffs. It would make me, because I actually do watch them from time to time. Unlike popular opinion probably thinks I don't know anything. I do watch them. And it would be a great payoff if they finally at least made it. And it would get the young players some playoff experience. It definitely would help. My big pick, 6 years, no playoffs, would be completely unacceptable. Yeah. What the F is Eagles check down, by the way? It's a show I do for another network, and I just decided to start uploading the recording onto YouTube to help the algorithm grow anyway. I do it for audio purposes only for Shane Half and Company. So I just added it to this channel too, because why not? Patullo needs to throw the Tecmo playbook out and take some notes from Shane Steichen. Is it in a back room somewhere? Is it in the broom closet? Where is Shane Steichen's playbook from the Eagles? It's the commentary and analysis he does for another show. Yeah, it's another show I do because I do have other gigs out there. And Penpole is a great network for X's and O's and stuff like that. Phil I did put some positive energy. I tried to sneak it in there. So some unnecessarily positive Phillies energy in there. Yeah, look, it's a tough show for me to do because I thrive in this situation live. 88 comments in 30 minutes, you know? This is what I do best. So just talking for 10 minutes straight, well, 8 minutes straight, whatever, it's difficult. But I do enjoy it. I don't want to hear garbage about their cap situation. That's enough talent on this team to make the playoffs. Okay. First I'm hearing of it. I've been doing it for like a year and change. I hadn't been on TV, and I have not been on TV. My one connection to get on TV is gone, so you don't see me on TV anymore. Anyway, if you haven't yet, like, subscribe, share, vote on the poll. We did get our first vote that neither the Phillies or Eagles will win tonight, and that really excites me that someone's that negative. Probably have a feeling on who it is. It's one of two people I could think of that would vote neither on that poll question, and you know who you are. Only got 10 people that have liked this video so far, despite 20 votes, just so you guys know. They should Steichen and more playbooks. They have it, but you have to have the eye to see what the defense is calling and adjust. There's definitely something to the fact that the Eagles can't adjust to the defense adjustments. There's definitely something to that. And I don't know if that's more on Nick Sirianni or Kevin Patullo, probably Kevin Patullo. Weren't I on an episode of Cops? Don't tell anybody that. Shane Steichen could be the best play caller out there these days. I mean, we miss him. No, but down the guy. I did last night take gummies. The Flyers just traded Ryan Ellis, which freed up a bunch of cap space so they can add talent during the season if they need to. Only 10 likes because of the Flyers being in the conversation. The Flyers aren't anywhere in the algorithm, though, okay? In the title or in the description or the hashtags. I don't put the Flyers anywhere, Steve. I just had to remind people. It's not my fault that people want to talk Flyers. The title of the show, Steven, is Trending in the AM. People think the Flyers are trending. Hey, whatever. I'm focused on the Eagles. And I honestly, call me a hater. Call me whatever you want. I ain't going to lie. I'm more excited to watch the Eagles game tonight than the Phillies game. Because I still, while I want to have that blind faith in the Phillies, it's so difficult to do that. It's so difficult to imagine this Phillies team actually completing the comeback. Call me whatever you want. I find it very difficult to do that. So it makes me think it's better to be excited about this Eagles game tonight. Because the Eagles still have the opportunity to get back to the Super Bowl this year. I want to believe, as Jim says every day, 20 times a day to me in messages, I want to believe like Jim, but it's very hard to do. It's very hard to have that kind of faith or faith. What's your favorite brand of gummies? I don't know. I depends on what's on sale. Flyers are trending in the right direction. They are. They got to take the next step. Is it just me? Patullo just come off as a disingenuous during pressers. Sirianni's just straight up honest. When he doesn't want to talk about something, he just says he won't talk about it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Duck, if Patullo is disingenuous or just out of his comfort zone or what it is with Patullo. Patullo, got a doctorate in word salads. He just says a lot of words but doesn't say anything. But also, he says a lot of things that are very contradictory of what he does on the field on game day. He says a lot of things that are blatant lies. Or, when we do things well, we're successful. Well, no shit, when you do it well, you're successful. He says a lot of dumb things that makes him sound like he doesn't know what he's talking about. Get excited for both. Philly starts 2 hours before the Eagles game kicks off. Oh, I am going to be. I'm going to be home about 5 o'clock. I'm going to be down here getting set up for the watch party for the Eagles game, watching the Phillies game. I'll probably switch over to the Flyers for minutes, too. Dude, I get it all going here. Sirianni does come off as earnest and forthright. Yeah. I don't know if it's an experience thing with Kevin Patullo with the press conferences. If he's trying too hard to be like Nick Sirianni but can't. I mean, he's learned from Nick Sirianni. I don't know what it is about Kevin Patullo's press conferences, but I see what you see, Duck. I don't know if I've used the word disingenuous in my mind. I just use the word, inexperienced and stupid. I don't know. There are no more excuses for orange and black. I hope not. I hope not. Bring back Brian Johnson is what Howie must have been thinking back in February. Yeah, is that what it was? It wouldn't have been a promotion from within that time, Davey. So it would have worked out the second time around, right? What's up, Davey? I hope you're well. Sirianni clearly doesn't know how to call plays. Just play calling is clearly on Patullo. No, I know the play calling is on Patullo. I don't think anybody Sirianni's influence is clearly there because Sirianni basically has trained Patullo for 4 years. Nick Sirianni is too eager to please personality in front of too eager to please personality in front of the camera. Just be the same dude you are on the sidelines. Yeah, I could see that a little bit about Nick Sirianni as well, Nooms. I see that. Be honest. Be yourself is the thing. The Birds will be fine. We have the toughest schedule in the league, and I didn't expect us to go undefeated. Let's be honest. We didn't expect to go exactly. I had us 3-2 at this point. I had us losing to the Chiefs and the Broncos. They were my two things. They were my two things, 2 losses to start the season. Chiefs and Broncos. And here we are. 4-1 instead of 3-2. I'm happy with it. There's obviously work for the Eagles to do to get better, Dante. There's still so much to prove, right? But they're fine. You got the Giants 2 in the next 3 weeks. You got Carson Wentz. Good, man. How you feeling about the Phillies' performance? I mean, the joke in me says, once I think I was out, they pull me back in. The other side of me with the Phillies says it's tough to believe that they could do this 3 games in a row against a damn good. We're asking the Phillies, a not impossible 11% chance it could happen, right? We're asking the Phillies to win 3 straight games, 2 on the road, against the defending World Series champions. Just think about that. So it's very hard for me to be all in on the comeback, okay? Taking press conference tips from Sirianni, who would have thought? But see, the thing is, like, I'm trying, Big Al, to remember. I remember his intro press conference that everybody bashed except for me, where he, bumbled and stumbled his way through that press conference, right? But I don't remember Nick Sirianni ever coming off as disingenuous, as Duck phrased it, or sounding out of his league. Like, Kevin Patullo sounds like he's out of his league, like he doesn't know what he's talking about. Maybe in the meeting rooms, maybe Kevin Patullo sounds like a very smart man. Maybe in the interviews, if they even interviewed him, maybe he sounds very smart, right? But up on that microphone in front of media, it's almost like, it's not even like he's getting hard questions. He's getting curveball or soft throws up there, all right? He's getting underarm lobs, all right? And he still struggles because he's nervous about the tough question. By the way, those referees from the Broncos game should be fired. Look, both sides of the ball, too, Todd. The officiating was atrocious, but I've moved on. The Philadelphia Eagles did not lose because of the referees. The referees helped them lose, but that was not. The Eagles lost because of themselves. Okay? Patullo is here. Actually, somebody said it yesterday, Davey, on the show. And or maybe he said it to me on Twitter. I forget. That Kevin Patullo is here for more than just the year. That the Eagles aren't going to move on from him because then he's here next year too because no one's going to poach him. So then you actually get a 2-year run with an offensive coordinator, despite how bad it is. So I don't think Kevin Patullo's going. Maybe at some point they bring in a consultant. Maybe. But Kevin Patullo is your offensive coordinator. They're not going to do the Sean Desai. Remember, we quote-unquote benched Sean Desai in 23. And it got worse, okay? Benching a coordinator mid-season normally makes things worse. Just saying. At this point, the only way I can look at this is they are 4-1 playing like shit. I can't wait to see what they look like whenever they get everything. Exactly. They're playing like shit and they're 4-1. Imagine if they put their shit together, right? They'll be winning games 40-10. He sounded out of his league in that first press conference. But I said, dude, he had never been in front of that kind of a crowd before of reporters. So he was nervous. Nah, it's not as bad as it looks. Maybe. Nola is our ace pitcher. You guys tried to forget about him. Who was the pitcher that carried you for the bet? Dude, you're talking to the guy that tells people that Aaron Nola is one of the 10 greatest pitchers in Phillies history. He's going to be in the top 5 in every statistical category. You're talking to an Aaron Nola supporter here. Okay? Nick Sirianni played for Larry Kears and uses almost his entire playbook for the NFL. Lots of spreads and short to intermediate routes, shotgun, no-huddle tempo. The influence is apparent. Well, they definitely don't use the up-tempo, no-huddle enough. They have in the last 2 weeks used it more, but they definitely don't use it enough. But yes, I think it took 4 weeks till they even used it once. And I know this because we would have to play Mount Union at times. I mean, Mount Union used to play Widener University back when they were winning winning titles in the late 90s, early 2000s. So I've got some experience with Mount Union as well. Obviously not the Sirianni era, but I've got experience with Mount Union whooping up on Widener in the playoffs. I think twice when I was there, they knocked us out of the playoffs. But yeah, so I got some Mount Union experience. I didn't really care. But Widener University football was not something to get excited about. Widener sports wasn't much to get excited about, period, when I was there. Patullo needs help. He's not seeing the field. He never called plays until the NFL. Why would you give that guy the job? Look, I get it. I get it. Because it's Nepo? I don't know. Just beat Widener. Who just beat Widener? Dude, Freddie, I've already said there's only 4 options in the poll, okay? I've already spent about 15 of the first 45 minutes of today's show talking Flyers, all right? Be here on time. You know, the early bird gets the worm. I have covered a lot of Flyers hockey action. All right? Just so you know. Just so you know. Yeah. We had some of those Albright. Gotcha. That's right. I forgot about Albright. Yeah. We had some Widener jokes for some of the girls when I was immature, babe. Whatever. Excuses. All I'm hearing here, Freddie, is excuses. Excuses are like a-holes. Everybody's got one, right? I wanted to have both and neither as options. And so if I would have taken one of these off and put Flyers, then who knows? I blame YouTube for only allowing me 4 options in the poll, okay? This is a mistake of Nepo Nuke level hiring incompetence. Sirianni should be ashamed, and Howie and Jeffrey need to be embarrassed. See, the thing is, Kevin Patullo, everyone talks about the promotion from within stuff, right? And they bring up Brian Johnson in 2023, right? There's 2 differences between Patullo and Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson made sense because, A, of his connection with Jalen Hurts. They've known each other for 15 years. It seemed like a perfect progression. Your quarterback coach that has helped you get to the Super Bowl, that you've known since high school, gets the promotion, right? That's one. Made sense because Brian Johnson had called plays in college. Was it Florida Gators, I think it was, or Florida State? I think it was the Florida Gators. Wasn't he Kyle Trask's offensive coordinator and play caller in college? And Kyle Trask got drafted in the NFL because of Brian Johnson. So there was some level of understanding of that promotion. It didn't work out. The offense wasn't as bad as people think in 2023 at times. But the Kevin Patullo, there's no common denominator. There's no answer to why, other than it was Nick Sirianni's buddy. I don't want to know what that would be like. Definitely, I was almost positive it was the Florida Gators, but I left myself some room to be doubted there. I didn't want to get totally criticized, right? Look, I was behind. I was okay with the Eagles promoting Brian Johnson. I questioned it. The only thing I remember from 2023 was how it's weird to have 2 young coordinators like Desai and Brian Johnson. I wanted experience. But I didn't like the Desai, and I said it because he was a defense coordinator once with Bears, I think it was, or the Seahawks, and he bombed. 1 year, bombed. But I was okay with Brian Johnson. I wanted an experienced quarterback coach or an experienced, passing game coordinator, but I was okay with Brian Johnson. I questioned Kevin Patullo immediately, okay? The big issue I have with Patullo, he did exactly what the fans were clamoring for last week. Don't listen to fans. Be resolute. Yes, exactly. Don't let the fans influence anything you do, right? Well, do you count having... the funny thing is, Florida is Howie's college as well. Okay. Probably would have to bust ass. I'm not even going to go over these comments here. Anyway. Kevin Patullo needs to not listen to the fans. Kevin Patullo needs to listen to Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley. He needs to look at the film and look at what works and what doesn't work. He needs to figure this out. But I don't think he's got as short of a leash as people think. Patullo's been in the league a long time. I think we are back to the run the damn ball. Look, that is fair too. Kevin Patullo might never have been an offensive coordinator. Kevin Patullo may not have ever called plays. But it's not like he's been in the league for 2 or 3 years. Kevin Patullo's been around for a long time, right? A very long time. So it's time to pull some of that experience and figure it out. More likes. Guys, I just checked. We got 23 votes on the poll. We got 19 people watching, and there's only 13 likes on this video right now. Like, subscribe, share. It's so easy. It's free to do it. Even a caveman could do it. I would bring back the sign now. He can learn under Uncle Vic directly. Well, he was already a disciple of Uncle Vic somewhere along the line, I think. Or he just ran the same scheme as Uncle Vic. What in the world happened to the chat, Phil? What's wrong? The chat's great today. Chat's on fire today. A medical and mechanical convention rolled into town. Is that what it was? Eagles have an easy game today. Bucks, Rays, Bolts. No game is easy in the NFL. Any given Sunday or Thursday, right? You still got to stop Brian Burns with a banged-up offensive line. You still got to force Jackson Dart to turnovers. We've been bad against the run. Cam Scatterboo, solid young running back, okay? Now, wide receiver-wise, all they got is Wendell Robinson, and that's it. You guys have no leverage. You can't find a better offense coordinator at this point in the season. Exactly. And again, as I said 100 times, I won a 40-burger from the Eagles offense tonight, so nobody has to talk about all weekend long Mike McDaniels if he gets fired. Because you know what? I want nothing to do with Mike. Every Eagles fan can't wait till Mike McDaniels is in the building. Get that loser energy of his nowhere near my team. Yeah, see that like button? Hit it. It's so easy. It's free. There's been a lunch lady that has been with the Eagles for decades. Would you let them call plays? I mean, maybe Nick Sirianni would. This show is great. I rarely listen to sports radio, but when I'm excited or upset about Philly, hey, I appreciate it, Freddie. I appreciate it. This is what it is. It's all fun, right? This is what sports talk should be, right? Not what you get on the dial, right? By the way, I didn't get to do it yesterday. Speaking of sports talk radio, and it won't be bad. The guy will find a job eventually. Sean Brace, friend of the show, friend of mine, big supporter of the work I've been doing for the last couple of years, was laid off after 6 years at Fox the Gambler. That dude built a radio station from ground up. All national shows on that channel to local programming. Got a lot of guys that have been on this show their start. Sean Bernard, his radio start there. Luke Arcaney got his start on there. Amongst them, Ray Burton, a whole bunch of guys. So shout out to Sean Brace right there. I know he'll land on his feet. I think he'll be on the radio with one John Marks pretty soon personally. But shout out to him. Great work at the Gambler. It's unfortunate the way it went. But, yeah, just want to shout him out for how great he was to me personally. And really, he did the right thing by using the pass to set up the run. Not a fan of it, but it was pretty obvious. You had up 14. We weren't committing to any run. Don't put Hurts in a bad spot. What did Andy Reid always used to say? You got to put my players in a better position to succeed, right? Well, he did not do very Andy Reid-esque there, right? There's been a janitor that's been with the Eagles since the Banner days. Would you let them call plays? Maybe. I'm surprised Lions #1 power rankings. I put my power rankings out there. I do care. It's fun. It's good content, power rankings. But power rankings are just power rankings, quarterback lists, all that stuff is just clicky stuff, right? It's all for content. And in this day and age, content does matter. Content is king. I don't even know if I ever went over my power rankings with you guys for this week. Let me see if I could find it real quick. Did I even post it on Twitter? Thought I did. I don't know. I thought I did. Maybe I'll look from week 12 and after power rankings make more sense. Just waiting for Chet to enter the chat. That's all you ever worry about. Janitors are involved in the offense, coaching, and game plans since 2007. Never knew that. Who knew, right? Who knew that janitors had a part to play in this all, right? Who knew? But they do. We ask for them, but we don't get them. You get what I give you and nothing else. I give you my life every single morning. I give you my heart and energy every morning. Isn't that enough? Isn't what I give you enough, Mad Chatter? Do I've got to give you more? It has been the secret of success for the Eagles for decades. Janitors calling plays. Okay? It's a secret. The secret sauce for the Eagles are the janitors. Always has been that way. We just didn't realize it till just now. But honestly, would a janitor do any better or worse than what Kevin Patullo has done through 5 weeks? I don't know. I can't find them on Twitter. I don't know if I should be opening new tabs middle of the show, though. You know, that tends to bring problems. I guess I could try over here, see if I could find them. I haven't really tweeted that much the last couple of days. I might not have ever even put them on Twitter. I did not put them on Twitter. Man, I'm so far out of it. I do have my power rankings done. but I don't think I put them up. Always leave them wanting more. It's the golden rule of show business and podcast. Always more, right? Cyber what? When the defenses are in 4-2-5, and especially wide 9 tech, we must see more read options. Yes, or more quarterback draws as well, especially when a C-gap player is left unblocked. Absolutely. Just straight draws would work in that situation. Do you believe Baker should be MVP? It's too soon to tell, Bucks. Right now, yeah, he should be leading. I know I saw somebody post the updated odds, and he's like 3rd or 4th on the list, odds-wise. Right now, sure. Sure. But will it maintain throughout the season? I don't know. I'm not sure. Power rankings, glorious power rankings. The quarterback rankings, power rankings, all of the above, right? The World Wide Web. What about the internet, Rose? Did I miss another comment or something? Or am I not linking it together? But he has a good chance to be on the list. He has had the most consistent play and performance, so Baker being on the MVP list. I think he's like 4th right now. I do. Don't you? Do you not have to? No division game is easy in the NFL. The Giants want to rip the heart out of your chest and make a chopped cheese sandwich out of it. I don't disagree with this comment, mister. I just find it weird that the line is 7.5. It opened at 7.5. It never changed. It stayed at 7.5, despite injuries, despite players being ruled out. It's a road game. Thursday night football, home team's got like a 70% winning chance, right? So the home team always gets 3 points, and then you adjust it. So on a neutral field, they say the Eagles are a 10.5 point better team. I could see the Eagles winning this by 10-plus points, despite all that. It's fun. I know the internet's fun. You're on to something. The Eagles locker room custodian is Tony Santiago, who has worked for the team at the NovaCare complex for maybe. Tony Santiago, that's a pretty awesome name, to be honest with you. I would love offensive coordinator coming to the podium to speak after the game. Offensive coordinator, Tony Santiago. It's a cool name. Where in the world is Tony Santiago? It is team pride. Don't turn your back on any predators, even old and informed. Yeah. I am predicting the Eagles cover the spread tonight. Yes. I was very cautious. Originally, I was going to predict like a 24-20 Eagles win. I thought about a 2017 Eagles loss. But then when I really broke it down and really thought long and hard, yes, I said long and hard, I got the Eagles winning by double digits tonight. And I'll get you my score in a little bit. Tony Santiago for OC. Start the movement. I'm going to write this down, Freddie, okay? One of my least favorite things on Twitter, Freddie, why did I say Fred, is when you say this guy needs to be fired because he sucks at his job. That the haters out there, the clowns out there that think they're right and you're wrong will say, well, who's going to do the job then? You've got to give me the option of who's going to do the job better. No, I'm a fan. My job's to call out inept performances. It's not my job to find the replacement. So now, whenever anybody says, well, who do you want to replace him? I'm just going to respond with Tony Santiago. And they're going to be like, who? Mike McDaniel for locker room custodian. I wouldn't even give him that job, K1. I want nothing to do with Mike McDaniels and his loser energy. Hurts is smart enough at this point to audible out of something like a cover 3 buzz. Yeah, is he not allowed to audible out as much? I don't know. He audibled a lot last year, too. Yeah, Nooms for OC. It's Freddie Burns. I accidentally said Fred. It's like when I call Mitchy Poo Mitch by accident. Combine the read option with RPO on the backside for the DNs. Yeah, I don't disagree with it. Who's gonna do it better? Guys stink. Well, Tony Santiago's gonna do it better. I'm laughing at that. I met Wilford Brimley on the World Wide Web. I love it. I need a used car. Can you help with that? Freddie Burns does sound like the name of a used car salesman, doesn't it? It really sounds like a used car salesman. Dude, Google him. Hurts actually recognized him 2023 for his work ethic. I love that. You know, it goes back to that Jimmy Buffett song. Which song is it? You know, the street sweeper smiling and singing while he does it. Why? Because it's my job. And I'm going to do it the best I can. I love it. I met up with him for info about, man, it's one word. Freddie Burns. It's just one word. There's no space. His first and last name is the same. No Freddie with, it's always, why would you tell people what you don't want to be called? In this chat, I'm going to get 14 comments in a row of Freddie with an IE. You just instigated how they're going to call you now. There is a car dealership in Philly. Fred Burns Chevy. I had no clue. Half would put me to shame, let alone KP. Yeah, look, we love Shane Half. Shane Half's the great. And the whole Eagles Pinpool podcast crew is great. I'm glad to be a part of them. I'm glad I finally realized I should start putting my Pinpool check down on this channel too. Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you. See, it's already starting. It's already starting, right? It's already starting with the Freddies with the IE, right? Look what you instigated here. You instigated some trouble. Exactly. The best Freddies spell it with an IE, right? Good pull. Good pull here, right? Freddie got fingered. How did they spell that one? Trying to think of other Freddies I know out there. Freddie's my landscaper, actually. I don't even know how he spells it. Anyway. So we're at the top of the hour, guys. It's actually 9:01. You're watching Trending in the AM. If you haven't, hit that like button, subscribe button, share. We're 25 votes into the poll. 76% of you think the Eagles and Phillies win today. Eagles 16%, just the Phillies 4%. 4% said neither win. Interesting. I don't even know if I've seen that since the first time. I couldn't tell you last time I saw that. Freddie Krueger used IE. I love it. That's the wrong Freddie, though. It's IE. We're looking for IE Freddies here. These dudes are assimilating so much information in a short period of time. It's crazy. Look, they always are. But you know what's really funny? They have to put so much information. There's so much information in a short period. Just think about a short week in the NFL. Freddie Prinze Jr. There we go. It's a good pull right there. Freddie Munster. Freddie Landscapes. I don't know Freddie Landscapes. He doesn't do a very good job when he does. Just so you know. I hope he's not listening. Actually, I hope he is listening, right? Freddie doesn't landscape very well, but he's cheap. So that's why we're there. So that's why we use him. All right, so got about 25 minutes left, right? We will be live tonight at 8 p.m. before the Eagles game. Maybe I'll actually go live at like 7:30, and we'll talk a little Phillies before we get to the Eagles game, right? We'll do a Eagles watch party with the extended version of watching the middle of the Phillies game today, just so you know. We'll figure that out. We'll see what time. Freddie, how did I forget Freddie Mitchell? Exactly. Freddie, you screwed up. There are so many Freddies out there with an IE. You should go. Freddie, it's not Fred Flintstone. It was Eddie Munster. Anyway, Phillies and Eagles. Who wins each game and why? Can the Phillies get it to game 5? Now, the Phillies are going with their game 1 starter, Christopher Sanchez, tonight, right? And that's great, right? We love to know that Christopher Sanchez is on the mound tonight, right? But the Dodgers aren't. The Dodgers are going with Tyler Glasnow and not Shohei Ohtani. Tyler Glasnow is a phenomenal starting pitcher. I'm trying to look at his regular season stats this year. He didn't pitch a lot this year. Was he injured this year for a stretch? I don't even know. But Tyler Glasnow, I remember him even back when he first started with the Pirates and how young and upstart he was. And then spent a long time with Tampa Bay, was a lights-out pitcher. Actually, he was pretty good last year with the Dodgers, too. Interesting decision. We're going back to our game 1 starter. The Dodgers are not. They're saving Ohtani for game 5 or game 1 of the NLDS. It's an interesting choice by both teams. And whose decision will work out the best? I don't know. Maybe if we had a Tyler Glasnow to go right now, like if we had Zach Wheeler, it would be different, right? His dad was Fred. Why would you bring FredEx at a time like this? I love the people's champ. It's time. It's time to do predictions, right? Where did I put the Chen mix and hot fries? I don't know what I'm eating just yet. Ohtani seemed like colossal waste of money. He's not having a great series, let's be honest. Freddie Ohtani. Probably Freddie Ohtani's having a better week than Shohei Ohtani. Who pitches Game 5 also go to Walker Buehler in relief today? I don't know. Game 5, I would assume, would be Jesus Luzardo. Or you start Aaron Nola for 2 innings again and then go to Jesus Luzardo. Maybe that's what they do for Game 5. That was Saturday. It's 2 days off. That would be his third day. That would be like his throwing day in a regular season. So you could start with Aaron Nola for 2 innings and then go Jesus Luzardo for 4. That was probably what I would do Game 5. But we got to get to Game 5 first, Freddie. And it starts tonight, right? I predict 0 receptions for FedEx. I think you're going to hit that bet right there. Ranger available for Game 5. I don't know. I don't know about that. He pitched a lot last night. He did. Shut up, Fred Ohtani. So who's it going to work out? Look, the way I look at it, Rob Thompson, while we question all his decisions, I mean, Ranger Suarez threw 72 pitches last night, just so you know. They seem to work out more often than not. But I got to say, I'm scared tonight for the Phillies. Scared it's not going to be a good, I mean, you might get 5 really good innings from Christopher Sanchez, right? But I just have a feeling that this Phillies team is going to implode tonight. And it's going to end tonight. I really do. You could do some core aeration. Hook me up with a Kentucky 31 Blues. What? What? I don't care about my yard. I'm not a yard guy. I don't do crazy yard work. As long as the grass is cut and it's weed whacked, I could care less. Honestly, if I had my way, we would have 0 grass in our yard, period. Thank God he pulled Nola when he did. Nola's stat line, good, but they were on to him, no doubt. I don't know about that, Freddie. I would have loved to have seen Aaron Nola get at least 1 more inning. Aaron Nola pitched out of an amazing first inning jam that wasn't his fault, right? His fastball was 95. His breaking balls were moving all over the place. His fastball was 95 and moving all over the place. Aaron Nola was on his game last night. And I'd be comfortable with him starting the first 2 innings of Game 5 if necessary. I would. I'd have more confidence in that than anything else right now for Game 5. But we got to get to Game 5. We can't think of Game 5 till Game 4 is over, right? So that's how that is. But anyway, so I'm going to actually, unfortunately, predict the Phillies lost tonight. I have to, right? That front door hammer was a locker. I don't know if he meant to either. But it worked. I'm going to say the Phillies lose tonight. And sadly, I'm going to say the Phillies lose 8-2. We'll say 8-3. Just so it's not exactly like last night's score. I'm going to go Phillies 3, Dodgers 8. Season ends, and this is the last game in Rob Thompson's illustrious Major League career. FedEx was a clown. Oh, he was an absolute clown. All personality. No success actually on the field. It is. I'm sorry. I call it as I see it, K1. I think the Phillies took their shot last night. It worked out. I love Christopher Sanchez. I think Christopher Sanchez goes 5 or 6 good, solid innings tonight. But I think it's the end of the road. I think Christopher Sanchez might be gassed at this point. I do not think the Phillies win at all. No. If the Phillies win tonight, then Nick Castellanos has to come back and play in Philly one more time and worry about billing, right? Pulling Rick's energy. Is there still a parallel line going here, or is the line getting a little bumpy, right? I think the biggest hurdle was last night, but I don't know if I trust the Phillies to get out of their own way. Last night was a huge hurdle, absolutely. And I know the Phillies are feeling it, and the Dodgers are scared. I get it. Here I was all hyped for the Phils, and now I'm sad. I just think it's over. Maybe. Positive energy. All right, I'll change it. Phillies win 8-3, right? There, I changed my prediction. Put positive energy out there, and positive things will come. Sorry, I can't lie to myself. Can't lie to myself. I got the Phillies losing tonight, 8-3. That's unfortunate. Now on to the Eagles. I think there's big questions on the Eagles. Who even plays? I think Jalen Carter should be sat, but I think they will try to get him to go tonight. I'll be curious to see who the Eagles promote from the practice squad. I'm expecting Gabe Hall and maybe E.J. Jenkins, the tight end. You're going to need an extra defensive lineman with Jalen Carter banged up, playing or not. We might get our first real dose of the vanilla gorilla Ty Robinson tonight. He's only played in 3 of the 5 games. He's been active, but I think he was inactive on 1. He's only played a grand total of 3 snaps this year. 5 on special teams and 3 on defense. So tonight you see 20 snaps of Ty Robinson. At least, if not more, if Jalen Carter doesn't play. The no-out runner in scoring position situation has to change for this team to move forward. Absolutely. Phils win. Bills win. High hopes. Eagles win bigly, is the way I say. Phil is bargaining again. Nah. Eagles win really big. National media call it, and Sanchez level assault. Damn! Did you really go there? Man, Duck really, really going low there. No, or high. That rip there on Mark Sanchez cut really deep, Duck, okay? It cut really deep inside me here, you know, with those kind of jokes. Oh, my God. Anyway, the Eagles need to get right. It's a perfect moment for them to get right tonight. So if I had a vote on the poll, I already told you I got the Phillies losing. So both Eagles and Phillies, which is dominating the poll right now at 76%, would not be my vote. I think you could tell I'm leaning towards an Eagles win. So neither would get my vote. I'd be voting just Eagles. Hell yeah, my wife had me fill air half asleep this morning. I love it. I love it. But it cut deep, okay? So I'm going to go Eagles win tonight, okay? Obviously. Nakobe Dean, I don't think will be activated tonight. I don't think they should activate him tonight, but they might. The Eagles need to get their offense moving, right? Here's a stat I saw from Brandon Lee Gouton, Bleeding Green Nation, okay? Not counting kneel-down drives like at end of games, right? Or end of first half, whatever. The Eagles have 49 drives this year, right? 20.4%, 10 of them, have resulted in 0 or negative yards. 20% of our drives have resulted in 0 to negative yards. That can't happen against this Giants team. Man, Duck. Pulling out an old reference there. You're switching to old references, right? So I'm going to go Eagles win, right? Campbell needs to assert himself against the run. Yes, and Drew Makuba, the other rookie, needs to insert himself in the pass game, right? I don't know if you heard me the other day bring it up. Drew Makuba, out of 64 safeties, is ranked 54th against the pass, but 3rd against the run. So we've got 2 rookies that are standing out. One's doing good about it. Like, they're both only doing half good, right? This offense for the Giants, they've got one weapon, honestly. Andrew Thomas. Their left tackle, and that's it. Jackson Dart, yeah, there's not much film on him. He's fun, exciting. The Giants are hyped. We're talking about Jackson Dart here. That's nothing. Cam Scatteraboo, yeah, I mean, he could beat us. We've not been great against the run. He's averaging 3.8 yards a carry this year. All right? Wandale Robinson, If Quinion Mitchell can't lock up Wan'Dale Robinson tonight, we got an issue. Oh, my God. How far back in time are we going to go here? Oh, man. Man, oh, man, oh, man. The Rex Ryan feet picture thing is probably why he's never gotten another job. He's cutting deep with the references, right? He really is. He's going a step above with the references. Okay? I've now found 3 counter references to his references, and no one's picked up on them. The Mark Sanchez stabbing thing, I used a cut above. With the AP, I used the word switched it up. And now with the, Rex Ryan, he's going a step above. I'm trying here. Ringo tonight. Who's Ringo even going to have to guard tonight? The 4th and 5th stringer of the Giants? If Ringo can't stop the 4th and 5th stringer of the Giants, that's a problem. You're putting your best foot forward, Duck, with these references, right? This is a game where we want to see it. The offense figure it out, right? We want to see the offense put 40 burger up. We want to see the offense move the football effectively and efficiently. We want to see the running game, the passing game, all of it fixed, right? But this game is also big about the defense, right? Because you're going up against a god-awful offense. If the Eagles' defense can't hold the Giants to 20 or less points, that's a big problem. My prediction is Eagles win 30-20, but it's not even that close. I got this going late into the game at 30-13, maybe even 30-10. And then they start pulling some of their starters out. And the Giants make a little late charge to put a couple points on the board. This is going to be a blowout that maybe the Giants make look respectable late in the game. You got to figure it out. You got to wake up pretty early and be awake to hear all my references. Campbell knows all about Ringo from his Alabama days. Yeah. Well, I had to switch it up and put my step up and step up my game to make sure I made the cut. Look at that. Put them all in one conversation all together. Yeah, I got you. I see what you're doing there, Duck. So I'm going 30-20. Eagles win a blowout. I'm going Phillies lose 8-3. That's what I got. That's what I see. I see the Eagles getting right and the Phillies getting right because they're going to have to move on after tonight. I cover all my notes. No Calcaterra, no Dickerson, Jalen Carter. I covered that. Nakobe Dean, maybe. Oh, by the way, last night, was that the last time we'll see Clayton Kershaw pitch in a baseball game? It's already announced his retirement. If the Phillies come back and win, it's definitely the end. Will they pitch him in a best of 7 when they beat the Phillies? I don't know. I think I've covered all my notes for today. Do we see Ojulari have another big game? That's something interesting. Ringo, I really hope he figures it out even with his tight hips. He is so athletic that I would hate to cut him when he's so young. That's the thing. I mean, we have to just keep thinking that he's so young, Keely Ringo, that hopefully he figures it out at some point. Will he? I don't know. But we've got to hope he can figure it out. Time will tell. I think this stretch of games is an opportunity for him to figure it out, to build some confidence. I hope that Vic Fangio doesn't have a short leash on him tonight. I hope. Yeah, I mean, it's a sad way to end arguably one of the greatest pitching careers of all time, arguably one of the 3 or 4 best left-handed pitchers of all time. Surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, I will say Clayton Kershaw's had some rough goes in the playoffs, right? Did you know his first time in playoffs was 2008? He retired Feliz, Rollins, and Victorino in order. I've heard someone say 2008, but I didn't know that. Feliz, Rollins, Victorino in order. But yeah, it's been around a long, long time, Freddie. Long time. Should be a good matchup for Zadarius Smith. Whoever's opposite, whoever lines up on the right side. Obviously, Andrew Thomas has given up 0 pressures on the season. Andrew Thomas has become what they wanted him to become, which is a great left tackle this year. So it's going to be the other side. The 4/5 of the Giants' offensive line is terrible. Okay? Terrible. But they got one good player. Ringo sucks, should have been cut a year ago. Not cutting a young guy like that. I mean, I don't know if he sucks or not. He's got hip issues. I think Kershaw is done. They won't pull him into the next series. His stuff isn't where the Dodgers need him to be. Yeah, look, Kershaw is Kershaw. Look, it sucks. Sucks for that to be potentially his last outing of his career. Kershaw was throwing BP out there. It was not good. It's a beautiful way for it to end. Screw Kershaw and screw the Dodgers. That is true. That is very true. Okay? Kershaw may have the worst postseason stats of anyone in the future. Yeah, like really. It's funny you say that. As a friend of mine, his great-grandfather is in the Hall of Fame. And not for his regular season pitching performances, but for his postseason. I think it's great-great-grandfather. Waite Hoyt, played with Babe Ruth and the Yankees back in the day, is in the Hall of Fame. Really solid pitcher in the regular season. Amazing in the postseason for the Yankees. Kershaw's the opposite. An amazing regular season pitcher, and I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, he bombs when he's in there in the playoffs. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. What? I missed that one. I don't know what TSS means. We're coming up to the final 5-6 minutes today. But again, don't forget, we will be live tonight at 8. Maybe I go live earlier than 8, and we watch a little bit of the middle of the Phillies game together. Don't forget those Flyers. So I'm going to have this computer screen on the Phillies game, this TV screen on the Eagles game, and maybe I'll put the Flyers on my cell phone. And I will go 3 screens. Maybe. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I'm in the mood for tonight. We'll also see how the day goes. Who knows? Got to go buy some beer. What kind of beer should I buy for tonight's stream? I'm out of beer upstairs. Got to cut back on the hard liquor. Should I go with a good IPA, a good stout? It's going to be cooler, very fall weather today. What should I do beer-wise today? Thinking of a really good IPA variety pack. Kershaw and Stafford are getting up there. Their teams must have been tough to play against in high school. STT live watch along. It's really fun. Everyone tune in. It's gonna be a blast. It's going to be a blast. Ask Chet what? Cheap beer. The good stuff is a scam. Oh, I love a good beer. I'm a big IPA guy and I'm a big stout guy. Love a good beer. Budweiser. Mudweiser? Screw that. I hate pumpkin beer. Oh, you're asking, that's what I should be asking Chet about. No to the pumpkin beer. I've already said it. Pumpkin everything sucks ass, okay? It's the only thing me and my wife argue about is pumpkin. Pabst Blue Ribbon. No, I am not my father-in-law. All right? Not doing it. I would with chocolate stout if you find. See, my favorite stout is the Russian stout by Two Stones Brewery. They only make it a few times a year in very short order. So when I see them posted on their website or Facebook page, I go right out and get myself a 4-pack. That 4-pack going to drop $25 on that 4-pack. But let me. I'm not even putting your comment big out on the screen. I make sure to go get myself a 4-pack instantly whenever it comes out. It's the greatest stout there is out there, the Russian. It's actually won awards and stuff like that. But it's not out right now, so I can't get that for tonight's game. My case of beer cost 36 cans for $15 at Chinese supermarket. I don't got no Chinese supermarkets around me. A lot of Mexican ones. But I have no problem with cheap beer. I'm a summertime cheap beer. Like I'm actually big right now in the garage beer. $15 for a 15-pack of beer. You can't beat it. I'll drink Miller Lights when I was drinking Miller Lite on the golf course on Monday. When it's 80, 90 degrees, it's cool, cold, whatever, or warm, sure. When I'm watching games, when I'm streaming, I also can't be getting drunk. I do sometimes, but I can't. I have no problem with cheap beer. Every beer is different situation. Yes, you are being censored. Your opinions do matter. But guess what? I'm in control of what opinions get put on the screen. In PA, you have to go to a beer distributor, get a 6-pack from a store, but not a case. Yeah, exactly. Drunk streaming is good content. I really got to do a get high stream again lately. It's been since the draft, since I've gotten really effed up on screen. The draft show I was pretty messed up on. If you didn't notice, I think everybody did. But I don't think I was also on drugs that day because I had a tooth pulled and I had like painkillers on me. So yeah, I guess the painkillers and the meds, the painkillers and the beer didn't help, or whatever I was drinking that night. Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll work on that later this year. Maybe we'll do another one. Maybe I'll get time. Content is always king. I don't know if there'll be a show tomorrow morning. We'll see how late we stay up tonight. We'll see how drunk we get tonight. Maybe I'll do something tomorrow morning. I don't know. I'm just saying I'm not going to pre-set up tomorrow morning. We'll just leave it at that. We all knew we did. I knew. That's why I cut it off, as soon as I could. Anyway. I mean, it is, Freddie, but when you own a pizza shop and you've got a 12-hour day on a Friday, I do already have one big-ass order tomorrow for Friday. I mean, Hungover Friday sounds great until you got to go sling pizzas for 12 hours. And then Hangover Friday is not a good, like I'm 44, I'll be 45 in less than 2 months. Hungover Friday at a pizza shop is not ideal for me. 30 years of making pizzas, it's not a good idea anymore. My body's too beat up for that, Freddie. Can't do it. Guys, kind of hit a little stall on the subscriber. Had a big boost. We gained like 15 subscribers between Sunday night and Tuesday morning. We've stayed locked in there for the last 2 days. We haven't gained a single subscriber in the last 24 hours. You got to you got to share it out and tell friends and tell them to subscribe, please. Mike McDaniel could fill in at the pizza shop. I don't even know if I would trust him making pizzas. All right? I wouldn't. Wouldn't trust him washing the dishes. I wouldn't want that loser energy in my shop. My shop would go out of business like that. I don't know what it is with Mike McDaniel. I know he was a great offensive mind at one point, but I can't stand the guy. I just want to punch him in the face. I don't think he's a good head coach, obviously. His offensive play calling is pretty good, supposedly. But everybody that wants Mike McDaniel, forget that he got rid of Vic Fangio. I'm sure Vic Fangio don't want to be in the same building with him. You think it was bad with Matt Patricia and Darius Slay? Wouldn't it be like Vic Fangio and Mike McDaniel? Would know how to sling a pie, maybe pour a drink. He definitely looks like a guy that could pour a drink or two. For sure. Anyway, we got to wrap this up. Definitely live tonight at 8 p.m. Maybe I'll go live a little earlier than 8 p.m. to talk Phillies as well. We'll see. Maybe instead of like a 3.5-hour stream, we'll be doing like a 5-hour stream tonight. We'll see how I feel, what time I get home from work tonight. But yeah, let's tell some people to join the watch party tonight. It's already set up. You can take that link and share it out with all your friends. Tell everybody, let's have this the biggest watch party of the year. All right? Let's do what we can. And it's McDaniel, not McDaniels, right? It don't trigger me. What triggers me, K1, is the amount of people that think he's the answer to solving all the Phillies or the Eagles' offensive problems. He ain't solving shit. Go Phillies, go Eagles, the giant killers. That's right. I hope we're not in for another miracle at the Meadowlands tonight. I don't need a close game. I want this to be a easy breezy, Japanesey kind of game. But that's it. So anyway, we're going to wrap it all up. We're going to tie a neat little bow on it. Time to go to work, guys. Everybody have a great day. I will see you live tonight, 8 p.m. at the latest, right here on this channel, the STT Sports Network. There's the logo of the channel right there. Everybody have a great day. It'll be cool out there today. Yeah, I mean, two of my least favorite people in the NFL right there. Two of the most overhyped. No, it's the dumbest idea. You're full of a lot of dumb ideas, Freddie with an IE, but this is your worst idea yet. Everybody have a great day. I will see you all right back here tonight at 8 p.m. Go Birds. Go Phillies. Bubbles up.